love those lyrics because they're just so delicious, aren't they? I celebrate me for everything I survived, all the storms I walked through. Still, I'm here, still alive. Oh, I celebrate me. Yeah, I'm rising slowly, even with no clear view. Nothing stopping me. Nothing stops us. Let us celebrate life. Let us celebrate life. If we don't celebrate our lives, who will? Who will? So let us celebrate. I love that song so much. It's like one of my anthems when I'm feeling like a little blue and sorry for myself. I say, wait a minute now, Red Willow, it's time to celebrate you. Let's celebrate me. Yes. Anyone else felt that, or was it just me? Oh, yes, 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 yes. I see you, Orchid. I see you. Oh, Nay, girl, what's your tree or your flower name? Donna Marie, tell us your tree or your flower name. Ron, tell us your tree or your flower name. Please rename yourself. As you can see, we have eucalyptus, we have pine, we got willow, we got orchid, we got bamboo, we got bonsai, we got lavender. Who are you celebrating yourself as today? Yes, hydrangea. Yes, 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 yes. So good day and happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome again to Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, where you will find love because love lives here. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So I am Red Willow, and I am just so happy because today we get to, I don't want to say conclude because we're going to keep playing. We're going to keep playing. But today is our final service focused on the theme for July, which is play well. And so I just want to take us down a little bit of a recap of this month because we do things and then we forget almost immediately. Someone could say to me, what did you do Wednesday? And I'll be like, Wednesday? Huh. I don't know. I don't know what I did Wednesday. So I want us to capture some of our playfulness that we experienced together this month. So we began this month, and I know when July rolls around and I say it's our play month, I know some of y'all think, oh, here go Red Melissa again with her ideas. Yes, yes, July shall always be our play month because we get to imagine, we get to play games, we get to laugh and be together. This year we went on a picnic at Lake Welch, all of these things we did, right? And we gave ourselves permission not to take life so seriously this month. So I see some of you have renamed yourselves and some of you have not. I'm going to give y'all a pass. You can put it in the chat. You can put it in the chat. So we gathered in Rev Jones, aka Bamboo's home for community and connection in our play month, and we will do so again on August 2nd. We spent a beautiful day laughing, relaxing, and enjoying each other and eating really good food at Lake Welsh. And shout out to the master griller, Bamboo's brother, Edward, who was throwing it down on those coils, right? And I still have some of his special barbecue sauce, y'all. Y'all can't have none of that. We also are celebrating birthdays this month, right? Cheryl had a birthday. Brian's birthday was yesterday. Yes, I see you, Pine. Yes, I see you, Pine. Brian had a birthday yesterday and had a celebration yesterday for his birthday. Yesterday, I celebrated my father's 90th birthday, which I can't believe. My father is 90 years old, and my father is a dancing machine, y'all. dancing machine. He had on a three-piece blinged out maroon suit with a matching blinged out fedora. You can't tell my father nothing. My father is a hat master. He always wears a hat and he is always dressed. My father will call me and say, I'm in the neighborhood, I'm gonna stop by. And I was like, okay. He shows up in a suit every time. I'm like, where are you going? He's like, what do you mean where I'm going? This is just how I am. I was like, okay, Daddy, you do you. So we had a ball. We had so much fun. And he always says to me, because I was like, aren't you tired? I mean, he was on the dance floor, y'all. Dancing, dancing, dancing. And I said, don't you want to go sit down? He said, no, baby, you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. I was like, I know that's right. I know that's right. We explore practical ways to care for our bodies, calm our minds, and nurture our spirit through the wisdom shared by Susie, aka Banyan Tree, and Chris, who is Daisy. And together we discovered that wellness isn't something that we pursue alone. We are well together. We are well together. So, what may have looked like a month of just fun and games is something way deeper than that, right? July isn't a break from our spiritual work. It is the spiritual work. Play is a spiritual practice. And I invite you to regard it in that way. It is a spiritual practice. So, spiritual practice isn't limited to prayer and meditation or even coming to Sunday service. Sometimes spiritual practice is laughter, it's creativity, it's curiosity, it looks like community, and it looks like play. So, every experience this month is preparing us not simply for a better July, but for a fuller, more expressive life. So, what does our teaching say about this? In Science of Mind, we teach that there is one infinite life, one divine presence expressing itself as all creation. So God is not separate from life, God is life itself. So each of us is an individualized expression of that one life, created to reveal its nature in our own unique way. So we teach here at Rockland CSL that life is forever creating and expanding, always creating, always expanding. The universe is not static, it's dynamic, it's creative, and it is continuously expressing new possibilities. So, since we are one with the creative presence, the impulse to imagine, to explore, to create, to grow, and express ourselves is not merely human behavior, it is our divine nature unfolding. We were made to create. We were made for it. So, our fundamental principles in our teaching is consciousness is the creative cause. Consciousness is the creative cause, and the experience of that cause is the effect. So, what does that mean? That means that everything is created twice. It's created in consciousness and it's created in experience, cause and effect. So that means the quality of our lives is shaped by the quality of our consciousness. What is the quality of your consciousness? What are you cultivating in mind? Whatever that is shall come into form. So, Ernest Holmes says this in The Science of Mind. I wish Ernest Holmes had a chapter called Play. I really do, because he talks about play in the science of mind, sprinkled here and there. One of the things that he writes on page 131 is this: creation is the play of life upon itself through divine self imagination. Spirit must create in order to be expressed. I'm going to say that again. Creation is the play of life upon itself through divine self imagination. Spirit must create in order to be expressed. So I don't think Ernest Holmes chose the word play by accident. He could have written, creation is the work of life upon itself, but he didn't. He said, play. Creation is the play of life upon itself because play is joyful. Play is creative. Play is alive. Play has energy. A lot of times we think about work. Many times we don't think about it in a playful way, right? Sometimes we think about work as something that's hard and heavy and exhausting. I used to think about work that way. My work now is my play, which is a wonderful way to live in this world, to be in that creative flow, right? So creation isn't something that God occasionally does. What if God just occasionally created? Creation is ever expanding upon itself. It is the very nature of spirit. So if creation is the nature of spirit, we too are the nature of spirit. So spirit imagines, spirit explores, spirit unfolds, spirit expresses. So no, we are here to play. We are here to play. We are individualizations of that same spirit, that creative force that plays upon life itself to create. We get to use our imaginations. What shall we create? Rev Joan and Jan thought this month, what shall we create to come together in community and have fun? Ah, what if we get together and go to Lake Welsh and we have good food and we could lay out on the beach if we want to? We could communicate and conversate. We could teach each other the latest line dance. What if what if that's what we could imagine? So that came into consciousness first. And then it came into form through action. Through action. They just didn't say it, they created it through their action. So we are in action as spirit. There is only one life, and that life expresses itself as each one of us. So the creative impulse is not by accident, right? It is divine. It is spirit creating. It is us creating. It is spirit imagining. It is us imagining. So if life plays, we play. Not occasionally, it is our nature to play. So I'm inviting us to look at play as something that is sacred, as a spiritual practice, because our teachings also tell us that there is an outer play and an inner play. So our teaching invites us to recognize these two expressions of creative play. The outer play is something that we experience this month: gathering, laughing, dancing, playing games, the music, the conversations, sharing meals. calling ourselves magnolia, redwood, daisy, eucalyptus, tulip, oak, sunflower, evergreen. And the other play, the inner play, that is the divine self imagination, right? It happens every time we ask ourselves, what else is possible here? What else is possible here? Even if we've never seen it done, what else is possible here? Is there something here that is being invited to be expressed through me, uniquely through me? What is possible here? So every time we forgive instead of resent, we are creating space for the possible to reveal itself again. And I know this is true because there I was yesterday dancing with my 90-year-old father, who at one time in my life, I had so much anger and sadness and pain towards that it caused a block in how I related with him. And that block caused a block in my relationships with men as I was growing. So when we forgive, we create other possibilities. Every time we become curious, right? Instead of certain, I became curious about my father. Why did he make the decisions that he did? I became curious about my mother. What was the nature of their relationship? Because we tend to think we know all the answers, but we don't. Everyone is on their own journey. At one point, my mother and father, they played together. Here I am. And at one point, they stopped. Why? It's none of my business. But what is my business is clearing up the certainty that I had created about the why. Because I wasn't worthy, because he didn't love me. I was certain about that. And that certainty blocks any other possibility from coming into form. So when we release that, when we forgive that, when we surrender that, we create more possibilities of love to be expressed through and as us. We could get on that dance floor and try to keep up with our 90-year-old father as he dropped it like it was hot. And I was like, Lord, get up. So every loving thought, every new idea, every inspired vision, every act of compassion is a way in which we get to play with each other. So before anything is created in the world, it is first created in consciousness. So I had to shift my consciousness around my beliefs about who my father was. I had to shift my consciousness about what I believed I knew. I knew nothing. I was 5 years old when he disappeared in my life, which wasn't even true. I made up memories that weren't even true. So play allows us to free ourselves into this creative space of possibility, of infinite possibilities. And the invitation is to make that your spiritual practice. We don't have to work at it. We get to play at it. We get to play at it. So I invite you to just think about something in your life that you may still be holding on as hard work that I got to get through. And to release that burden and to see that there is a creative opportunity that is presenting itself through you to bring into form. If it's healing a relationship, if it's forgiving yourself or someone else, if it's letting go of disappointments, whatever it may be, use play as your spiritual partner to start doing that releasing work. Something else that play allows us to do, and I was very intentional about asking us to choose a flower or a tree. And those of y'all who know me know I love trees. I love trees because they are the perfect example of how we can choose to live our lives. Flowers as well. They teach us about ourselves. So flowers, they don't apologize for blooming. They don't say, oh, I'm not going to bloom so much because that person might think I'm too much. A red rose isn't going to say, oh, let me not be too bright red because that person might judge me. Flowers just bloom. They just bloom. And so now when I see a flower, I'm like, ooh, that flower is reminding me to bloom. Trees never question whether they deserve to grow. They don't ask for permission to grow. Have you ever seen an oak tree apologizing for its height, for the space that it takes up in the world? No. Nature doesn't compare itself. A redwood doesn't say, ooh, I wish I was a maple. A redwood owns who it is. And we get to do the same unapologetically. It is our divine nature. Nature expresses its true nature. And we get to express our true nature using the spiritual practice of play by celebrating who we are. Celebrate me. Celebrate me. Celebrate all of who you are. Let me tell you something else about my father. Not only was it a birthday party for my father, who turned 90, it was also a birthday party for his ex-wife. They partied together because their birthdays are on the same day. Both of their birthdays are tomorrow, July 27th. So she was celebrating her 70th birthday. He's celebrating his 90th birthday together. Now, some people might be like, what? How many of us would celebrate our birthdays with our ex anything? I would too, Fee. I would too. Yeah, I would. But in general, the general population probably would not. They had a ball. A ball. Now, you would not think that they were together. They're very clear about who they are to each other now. But they get to celebrate the love that they still have for each other. They get to celebrate life. And it's wonderful to witness that. It's wonderful to witness that. And not everyone understands that. And guess what? It's not up to my father or his ex-wife to explain it to anyone. And it's not up to any of us to explain ourselves to anyone else either. We spend so much time wanting to explain our very existence to other people. It is exhausting. Stop. Celebrate you. Celebrate life. No, it's a complete sentence, y'all. So we get to celebrate play as a holy practice. Play is practical spirituality. Practical spirituality. It's not something we have to grasp at. It's practical. We can use it today. And that is what we did. And that is what we will continue to do. So, body, mind, spirit, community, we are connected, right? Chris and Susie beautifully demonstrated for us last Sunday how connected our mind, body, and spirit are. It is one. They are not separate and apart from each other. What impacts the body impacts the mind. What impacts the spirit has an impact on our consciousness. So we are connected. That is spiritual living, knowing that everything is one, that we are one. That is spiritual living. So we celebrate life today. I invite you to bring into your consciousness now just one thing. It could be a person, it could be an event, it could be an idea that you can celebrate. Just bring that to mind now. You got it? All right. So this is what I want us to do. Get up out of your seats. Come on, get up. I could see y'all. Those of you who aren't on the screen, get up and just do a little happy dance, just right where you are to celebrate whatever that thing is that you brought to mind. That energy. Yes, yes, yes. Because we get to generate the energy. Thank you. Thank you to those of you who did it. Thank you, Fee King. You don't have to tell Cheryl to get up and dance, right? Thank you. Thank you. But that's the energy that we get to generate. Where did that come from? It came from within us. So at any moment, we could shift. We could shift. I don't have to get on a plane and go to Bali, right here in Mount Vernon. We can shift the energy, start the process. So we don't play because life is easy. And I know someone somewhere is saying, Rev Melissa, Rev Willow, all this talk about play and celebration sounds wonderful. Good on you. But have you looked at the world? Have you looked at the world? I go walking on Saturdays with my walking group. We do about 9 miles. And oftentimes I'll speed up because I don't want to be in the conversations that are happening. I just don't. So I'll just speed up so I don't have to hear it because that's usually where I get my news. That's usually where I get a lot of my news. It's from my walking group. And so, yes, I see the conflict in the world. I see the divisions in our communities. I see the uncertainty. I see the grief, the violence, the economic concerns, the loneliness, and the fear that so many people are carrying. None of us is untouched by the realities of our time. But we get to choose how we relate with it. We get to choose that. Our teachings, Ernest Holmes writes in The Science of Mind, we don't deny what's happening. We don't deny an illness. We don't deny it. We don't deny our feelings. We don't deny it. But Science of Mind is not about pretending, right, that pain doesn't exist or putting on a spiritual smile or engaging in spiritual bypass while ignoring the suffering that is happening around us. But it is an invitation to face life honestly, while remembering even a deeper truth that the presence and power of God is greater than any appearance, that love remains the creative force at the center of all life. God is in charge. Let us not get caught up in the appearance. Consciousness. What is the consciousness? That is what we get to play with. That is what we get to be, that consciousness of love. And that's why play, joy, creativity, and celebration matters. It puts us in that frequency. It raises our vibration. It's an act of spiritual resistance. It's declarations that fear, hatred, and despair will not have the final word. Play is not an escape from the world. It is one way spirit heals the world through us. So this is why I love July so much, because we're not simply practicing playing. We are strengthening our spiritual muscles, because a world that sometimes feels so fractured doesn't need more people to talk about the fracturing. It needs more people who are in that frequency of joy, of creativity, of imagining the possibilities, of oneness expressing itself through us, and people catching that energy. That is what we get to do. Spirit must create in order to be expressed. Spirit is expressed through each and every one of us. So it's not work, y'all. It's play. It's play. The world doesn't simply need more people to be productive. The world needs more people who are willing to be the very essence of creation itself, to play. So let's go forth and celebrate life. Celebrate who you truly are. So your love work is simply this: play and celebrate. Play and celebrate. For how long? Forever. Forever. So let's go within and anchor this with spiritual mind treatment. Let's just take a breath. There is one infinite life, one divine presence, one creative spirit expressing itself as all that is. This life is forever unfolding, forever creating, forever revealing new possibilities. It is joyful, abundant, whole, and complete. It delights in its own expression, for creation is the play of life upon itself. I know that I am one with this infinite presence. I know that each one of us are one with this infinite presence. We are the individualized expressions of the one spirit, created to reveal its beauty, wisdom, love, and creativity in its own unique and divine ways. The same divine imagination that created galaxies, that caused the flowers to blossom and causes the mighty trees to grow, is the very living, loving, and expression through each one of us. We were never created merely to survive. We were created to live life fully alive. So today I affirm and I celebrate the sacred gift of life. I release every belief that says I must struggle to be worthy, postpone my joy, or wait for perfect circumstances before I can fully live. I affirm that the power and presence of God governs every aspect of my life. I embrace the truth that play is not separate from my spiritual path. It is one of the ways Spirit expresses through me. It is one of the ways Spirit expresses through you. I welcome play as a spiritual practice, creativity as prayer in motion, and celebration as a powerful affirmation of life itself. So I am knowing for each and every one of us that our bodies are strong and well, our mind is peaceful and open, our hearts are vibrant and free. We are overflowing with gratitude and celebration for life. And I trust the divine intelligence within me to guide every step, every choice, every new beginning. So we get to bloom where we are planted, knowing that the infinite life is forever seeking fuller expression through you and me. And with a grateful heart, I give thanks for this beautiful community, for our community of love and joy. I give thanks for every soul who has shared in this month's journey of playing well, living fully, and growing together. Because here at Rockland CSL, we play well. I know that the seeds of joy, wholeness, and connection and creativity we have planted continue to blossom and grow in our lives and in the world. And so I release this into the creative law, knowing that love already fulfills it. And together we affirm, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. 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 So I want to share this song. It's an oldie but goodie. Some of you may know it. And some of you may not know it.